So here's the first tick on the index, coming through in second, 20 points lower on the Nifty, down about 0.1%. So you'd have to say largely flat, no great move on the upside. The mid-cap index is also flat with a bit of a positive bias there. L&T is really the stock that's taking a beating this morning, 3% low on L&T. I think the fact that the operational performance is weak has overshadowed the higher guidance from the company. So L&T is down about 3% odd. You have Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank. The Bank Nifty is actually dragging its feet a bit this morning. So don't lose sight of that. 200 points lower on the Bank Nifty. Infosys, Reliance, or other heavyweights are also dragging at this moment. On the upside though, NTPC is up about 1.5%, Divi's Labs is up about 1%, Tata Motors, Nestle, UPL, Coal India, Adani Ports are a couple of other stocks that are trending in the green right now. ITC is also holding up, and so is Asian Paints. Not too bad over there. But otherwise, you'd have to say it's a very quiet opening, especially for the frontliners. All the action really is in the broader markets. But some stocks that are hitting fresh 52-week highs as well. PB Fintech, by the way, is at a fresh 52-week high, so don't lose sight of that. And many others from the large caps as well, sitting at fresh 52-week highs. But the mid-cap index is outperforming.
Well, that's right, Sonia. And a couple of big winners actually from the broader markets. You mentioned Kochi Shipyard, also pull up Piramal Pharma. That stock's up close to 6.5%. Second consecutive quarter where they have maintained their margins. On a year-on-year basis, it looks very good. The street likes it. The stock is up close to around 6.5%. IRB Infra is taking a bit of a breather. Last few days, it's been running big time. In fact, in this month so far, it was up close to around 30%. Now it's pulling back close to around 3% in trade today. A few more notable big movers. Mahindra & Mahindra Financial. Well, the street believes that the numbers look pretty good. So that stock's flying away. Jamna Auto is another stock that's up close to around 2.5% in trade. IREDA, that's another stock that's up and about in today's trading session. What's under pressure? Voltas. That opened up with a cut of around 2%, I think, but it's cut some of its losses. Now it's on the verge actually of moving into the green. So that's one stock that's in focus. Indiabulls Housing Finance is up close to around 2.5%. Big up move is what we're seeing out there. And some follow-through move even on KPIT Technologies. There was some fear that maybe the numbers won't be too good. The street likes the numbers. Street likes what they had to say in terms of an outlook as well. And that explains why that stock is up close to around 2% in trade today, building on yesterday's 3.5% gain. Prashant.
Okay, well, so it's a 40-point lower start, 50-point lower start. 21,475 is where we are starting the day at. And the big one on the downside is, of course, as we said, L&T, which is now down a full 5%. So that's coming through with large cut. And of course, IRB is down about 5% as well right now. You know, Kirloskar Electric was a stock which shot up in the last 60 minutes yesterday. It's seeing about 3.5-4% pullback. That is KECL. Yeah, that's one. So at about 145 right now. VIP is down about 2%. It's just opening up. Indus Tower is down about 2%. Trent is down about 1.5%. Rain Industries, which had a sharp move and saw some profit booking, is down again this morning with about a 1% lower start as well. On the upside, apart from what we mentioned, Azad Engineering, you know, there's news there as well. 6% higher on Azad Engineering. The only reason I'm mentioning that is because volumes are the third highest on the NSE right now. It's at about 906, 907, 6% pop. That's a really large one. There is Zentech, which is about 5% higher, 840. M&M Finance is up 4%. M&M Finance started slow and then has picked up pace quite a bit. There is KEC, which is up about 4%, reacting to number 654 or so. There is Keynes Technologies, which is up about 4%. EMS Limited is another one which starts about 4-5% higher. I'm not sure these are individual result reactions or just a broad move before the budget, because a lot of the focus has been on sort of making in India, what else can be done there, etc., etc. Essentially, the expectation is that more items would be included, at least the intent would be shared tomorrow. Well, UTI AMC saw a 10% move yesterday. It's up about 3.5% right now. So yeah, I mean, this is looking good. Policy Bazaar, which started sharply higher. It opened at about 959. It surged to about 1,023. About a 60-70 rupee move after the open. It's cooled off a little bit. So it's trading now at about 983 or so. So that's the overall picture that we have on our hands. Sorry?
I just want to make one mention on PB Fintech. Okay, it's flashing actually on the screen. PB Fintech has now crossed the IPO price of 980 rupees. So that's a big mover today. Of course, very good numbers, reported profits for the first time. and that is a net profit for the first time, and operational performance has also picked up significantly, and now it's crossed the IPO price as well. So big moves coming.
Some of those investors had to see half the price as well at one point of time, and it's seen a good recovery from there. So they'll be breathing quite well today.
Right, no, absolutely. A rising boat lifting all tides. And of course, I mean, PB Fintech itself is, as Sonia mentioned, done well. I mean, it's much needed improvement coming through in numbers, etc. Out there as well. Let's